Alright, what the flip is up again, my mates? We're on a content roll as of late, as you might have noticed. So I thought today we could use a little reaction side of things. So we're gonna be taking a browse, a little peruse, yes, a little search, a little peeksies at unpopular opinion Reddit. Yeah, a little Reddit. Sorry. I mean, maybe you don't, maybe you like it, maybe you don't. I thought it'd be fun. Last one we did was our shower thoughts a couple years ago. That was a silly video. So why don't we keep it up and do a little bit of this? Okay, in my opinion, motorcycle lane splitting is dangerous. Something I don't think I'm very passionate about, but let's take a listen. Theoretically, lane splitting is safer because it allows the vulnerable cycle to leave the dangerous zone of being in between a stationary vehicle and a vehicle that needs to stop. But I find that practically, the act of lane splitting creates a more dangerous situation for everyone on the road. This is mainly due to the unpredictability of humans. Valid. That sounds like factoids already. Some cyclists are responsible and ride in a predictable path and safe speed, but others will ride as fast as they can and weave all over the place. Reasonable assumption? Not even an assumption, another fact. Not to mention the obvious, some drivers leave an appropriate amount of space between vehicles, others get as close as they can, or they'll start changing lanes but stop halfway between the lanes. Hypothetically, lane splitting would make roads safer for everyone if done properly. Sadly, the reality seems to be that the included factor of complex and unpredictable humans makes situations generally more dangerous. Sincerely, an employee that just witnessed a colorful human standing outside his window. Color of the day is Elmo Red. Yay, interesting. Come to Italy or the Philippine, motorcycles and scooters on both sides. That is also true. I have seen that in Vietnam as well. I think Vietnam has some of the most moped users and scooter bike people out of like any country. Sure, the most scooters, Thailand. Yeah. Okay, well, Vietnam is up there. Yeah, Vietnam's like number 2. All right, well, close enough. As someone who rides a bike to and fro, being in the bike lane already is dangerous because people just don't really look in the bike lane, and they'll, like, when they're turning left at a light and then coming into the lane, they get like right up in there, man. Like, I've seen it. This is where I try to ride on the sidewalk, especially because usually the bike lanes are dirty too, and I'll completely wreck my bike. Like, the tires will get punctured. So yeah, I can see how lane splitting can be bad for motorcycles and such. Sports have no place in TV news. I'm not sure if it's like this everywhere, but in my country, there's routinely a sports segment in the news program, meaning many times throughout the day. Implied in this is the outrageous notion that sports concerns everyone, rivaling in important issues like natural disasters, politics, and economics, which clearly doesn't. It's a non-essential niche thing for those particularly interested, each of whom most likely only care about one or two of the disciplines covered anyway. Furthermore, the people who care about sports quite literally have their own dedicated channels to keep track of the endless stream of trivia they're addicted to. These provide comprehensive coverage, rendering the brief summaries, investing the superfluous to those who are to those who are, as well as those who are not enslaved to this passion. Man, this guy is heated about his hatred for sports. Now, I disagree with this to a degree. Don't get me wrong, I think like major NFL news and stuff is very irrelevant, but at least out here, our local news reports on sports that are local, like Little League, our local colleges that don't get national coverage. You know, they'll talk about like Portland State University. They don't get much coverage outside of our local news channels. So I get the point of like, oh, you know, tired of hearing about like major sports stuff like on the news when it doesn't matter. But like for local sports, I think it's cool when the local news, you know, reports on that. But I get if like CNN is reporting some sports news or Fox is reporting some major sports news. It's like, come on, guys. I'm not here for that. I get that. But even then, they sometimes do fun little stories of like small town sports things that happen. Like, oh, this or that happened and it was like heartwarming. It got the whole community together. Like, that's journalism. Like, I don't know. Adam Sandler movies generally are good. I can't believe this is an unpopular opinion. Adam Sandler movies might not necessarily be groundbreaking works of art, but the movies are almost always entertaining with some laughs, not to mention occasionally delving into some more interesting themes. The fact that most of them are formulaic doesn't make them bad. I would argue that constantly delivering good, but not great movies is impressive. I totally agree. You know, I can't think of like a bad Adam Sandler movie I watched, except maybe Grown Ups 2. Just because I thought it got a bit tedious at that point. The first one was pretty silly, but the second one I'm just kind of like, eh. But yeah, I don't... An Uncut Gems, I would say, is a little bit more groundbreaking. Like, not really. It's just a very good drama. So I guess it's groundbreaking for him because he doesn't tend to do dramas. He's a comedy guy, and his comedy is great. He's silly. I don't really have much problems with Adam Sandler stuff. I agree with this. There's not much I can say. Alright, this one seemed a little controversial. I'd rather have Beetlejuice the musical movie than Beetlejuice 2. Wrong grammar as well. Sorry, I had to point that out. Than, not then. TBH, there's not much to explain this. This is most probably gonna piss some 80s kid off, but I think the musical's better than the movie. Wrong then again. As much as I love the movie, what can I say? I'm a theater kid. That's fair. I don't have a problem with that, but I agree. This is an unpopular opinion because I think this is a sequel that will probably deliver good because Tim Burton, he doesn't really miss. And already the teeny bit of trailer snippet I saw, I think really adheres well to the first movie. Like, just already you can just see Michael Keaton is ready to be the guy that we love as Beetlejuice, his crazy, wacky self. And I mean, come on, the juice is loose as the little ending to the trailer. That was good. That made me tee-hee. I saw it right after, and I knew we had to discuss this one as well. Tomatoes suck, horrible taste. No, I don't like ketchup either. Drops mic. I used to be a tomato hater. Okay. Also, I love this gif of the oh, the Steward of Gondor. That's too good. No, yeah, I used to be a tomato hater myself, but I liked ketchup and I liked marinara, but I didn't like tomatoes physically. But I've come around full circle. I really do love tomatoes. Last night I just made like a breakfast sandwich thing with green tomatoes, and I put like parsley and olive oil on them and pepper, roasted them for a bit. Jeez, I'm getting excited. My mic's falling over. But yeah, it tastes great. Tomatoes have a very good taste. Some of them taste terrible, I will agree. Like, I think grape tomatoes suck. They don't have much taste, but cherry tomatoes are really sweet. And they taste so good. Well, there's just so many different tomato types that, you know, they do a lot of different things that taste good. And I mean, ketchup's good. It's very juvenile, I will say that. But it's good with fries, it's good on eggs. It's not bad. And you can't tell me marinara is bad. Like, come on, man. Tomatoes are a very versatile item. Salsa? Like, what kind of salsa are you eating if you don't like tomatoes? Or do you like salsa? Just not the tomatoes, but like the onions and the jalapenos, like covered up enough for you. I don't know, man. And then you can get into tomatillos, which are technically a type of tomato, and they taste like citrusy and limey, and they're just so good. Very unpopular opinion, I have to say. Terrible. Supremely terrible. This one I was very interested in. Interviewing players for a post-game press conference is pointless. I know it's cool to hear from players, but honestly, what can they possibly say that hasn't been said already? E.g., what happened during the third quarter that allowed them to make the comeback into the game? They adjusted and scored more points than us. This so much. I was recently talking to my dad about it too, and I'm just like, dude, it's so annoying because every interview is just so cookie cutter. The questions are so lame, they're so straightforward, they're so boring that it's just like, why? And it's just the same thing every how'd you guys win the game? Well, you know, we came out and we just won. You know, we just felt like we had the better playbook. Like, and it doesn't matter, basketball, football, soccer, baseball. Well, baseball's a bit more fun, actually. I will give it that, because sometimes they'll talk to players during the game, and they'll just kind of talk about just random crap, like an interview. instead of just the stupid questions like, oh, so how did you pitch that ball like that to get the game-winning strike? Well, I just did what I always do. What I train hours and days for. I just kind of went out there and I just decided to do it, and it felt really good. I totally agree with this. Oh yeah, I'm a little salty on this, a little heated. When I saw it, I knew I had to speak as a sports fan. Like, my goodness, it's terrible. Now this one's pretty spicy. It's talking about cold cuts, but it's a bit hot to handle. Yeah, I'm funny. All cold cut sandwiches are horrible. What? I don't understand how people could eat cold meat like you make a turkey and cheese sandwich. Cold turkey is a disgusting thing to do. Plus, the meat tastes better warm. Why not just warm it up? Ham and cheese and all cold cut sandwiches make 0 sense and are disgusting. You have no taste buds, I'm sorry to say. It tastes good cold because it's cooked and it's like it's preserved in a way that makes it taste good. And it's very refreshing on a summer's day. I'm sorry, I don't feel like eating a hot sandwich when it's like 100 degrees, about 30 Celsius for you guys out there. Like, it tastes so good. It tastes so good. I don't know what to say, man. We put some vinaigrette on it. Nice and cold, crisp ingredients on there. Spinach, tomatoes, so much good stuff. I don't understand the problem with cold meat. It tastes good. It's it's so good. I can't say much else than, like, what is wrong with you? How could you not like a cold sandwich? Do you not go to Subway? Do you ask them to toast it every time? You ask them to burn the shit out of it for you? I'm sorry, but this one's making me. This is crazy. This is crazy. It's making me get all Italian, the New Yorker Italian. Like, what do you no cold cuts? No gabagool?
Over here.
No cold gabagool for you? What the flip, man? I'm flipping what so much? I think that's so much what the flip that we're gonna end the video now before we get too heated. Some interesting unpopular opinions here. A lot to take in, a lot to unpack here. Like just how I'm gonna unpack some cold ham and eat it right in front of this person right now. No, I'm kidding. But yes, thank you guys for watching. Just a few things. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more. Maybe we'll take a look at this on like a live stream one day on my Twitch TV/NateThyMate. Go follow me there if you haven't already. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. Let me know your unpopular opinions in the comments below, and I'll see you later. Au revoir.